So the House of Representatives just approved a $95 billion aid bill. Not all of that aid is going to one location, but a big chunk of it is. $61 billion is going to Ukraine. Is that how you want to be represented? So far, we've already sent $75 billion to aid Ukraine. Now we're wanting to tack on top of it an extra $61 billion. What is wrong with these people? Have you looked around this country to see the problems that we have here? You can name whatever problem you want to in the US. Doesn't matter. Whatever problem you see, and know that money that could have potentially gone to that is not going to go to that because our representatives have decided that it needs to go to Ukraine. I know our system is jacked up. It doesn't even matter who you put into whatever office is available. They're going to do whatever they want to. They don't look to you. They don't ask you. They don't find out what their actual constituents want. They just do whatever is best for them, for their political career, for their financial pocketbook. Maybe it'll help push some agenda that doesn't really apply to anybody in the United States or anybody in particular other than this grandiose plan that they have in their minds for what they want to see the world to look like, and they're going to do whatever they can to help push that thing through. You know, it used to be that if you had something that was very near and dear to your heart, you could reach out to your politician, whichever one they were, senator, representative, doesn't matter. You could reach out to them and know that you were going to actually be heard. And there was a great chance that they may actually listen and think about that whenever they are choosing to vote for something, either yay or nay. They may have your argument in the back of their head and say, you know what, I'm supposed to be representing these people. Here's John Smith that I just spoke with this week. I can't vote for this bill because it's completely contrary to what he expressed to me, and I'm supposed to be representing him. So my sincere question to you is, what do you want to do about it? What do you want to do? How do we actually have an impact and make them listen? How do we get our voices heard? How do we rally together in such a force that it will actually bring about change, that it will shake up Washington to recognize that they can't just run this country into the ground. They can't just run their tab up as high as they want to and expect us to pay for it. When is enough enough? I might pinpoint some of my fervor and passion to my career change, going from the white collar to the blue collar. It's a completely different world in the blue collar industry. If you're in the blue collar industry, you know. If you are not in the blue collar industry, people in the white collar industry talk about it like it's the bad part of town, like it's the place that you just can't go, that there's no way anybody who was civilized could actually survive in there because they're just monsters, they're savage, they have no political correctness whatsoever, they're an HR nightmare. Well, I can say there may be some savages in the blue-collar industry, but they're savages that can get things done. And the reason that they may be viewed as savages is because HR doesn't quite understand what it takes to actually accomplish a lot of things. They just like to push a lot of paperwork. I think back to how I got started in the white-collar industry. I ended up working at a bank, and I was the only guy in the bank. The only one, surrounded by women. And that was the beginning of what I like to call the white-collar corporate America's attempt to emasculate men. Men were created to be active. We weren't meant to sit behind a desk all day. We weren't meant to sit staring at a screen. We were meant to be out doing things, building things, creating things, challenging each other, sometimes fighting each other. But the one thing that I have learned in being in the blue-collar industry is that even if there is a fight, you brush it off, you shake it off, you move on, and you don't let it hold you back. In corporate America, if there is a disagreement, you may be talking about that thing for 3 months, 6 months, a year down the road. How do you feel about this? You know, we've been talking about this for a long time now. Let's circle back around just so that everybody's clear on why we started this stupid cycle. One time when I was about to go on paternity leave, I'd been working on getting rid of an employee who was not showing up, was not working, would try and completely ghost me whenever I would try and call her, and HR just kept dragging their feet. I'd been in the process of getting rid of her for about 9 months, and I was going to be off for 5 months for paternity leave. I came back from paternity leave, she was still there, and she'd also been promoted. I asked my manager about it whenever I came back. I said, why is she still here? He said, you know how HR is, you just got to have meeting after meeting after meeting with no action. I said, but she was promoted while I was gone. Did her performance improve? Did her habits change? Has she shown up? Is she still doing the same crap that she was doing before I left? Yep, She sure is. What is wrong with this picture? Now, I came into the blue collar industry thinking like a white collar employee. So when I had my first disagreement with my supervisor, I spent days trying to figure out what I needed to say. How do I need to fix this? What in the world is wrong with this situation right now? And why are all of the tools that I was given in the white collar industry, the corporate America, all of the ways to succeed with employees, why aren't these working now? The biggest difference is I was dealing with a man who had not been emasculated by corporate America. He'd been blue collar his whole life. So once I started thinking, I just need to move past this. And I did. He started acting normal again. Now, he probably was acting normal before, but I was just processing it through the old thinking at my old job. Whereas now I'm realizing that that's a stupid thing to get hung up on. Shake it off. It was a disagreement. It was a different way of viewing things. Whatever. Move on. It's not that big of a deal. And so far, for the most part, it's not. It's really, really not. The work that we have to do does not afford us the opportunity to sit there wondering about everybody's feelings. You want to worry about feelings? Stay in the corporate world. They love feelings, especially HR. So I circle back around. What are we going to do? We don't like the way the government is being run right now. What are we going to do? Sitting back and worrying about what the political correct thing is or how everybody's feelings are going to be aren't going to bring about change. What are we going to do to bring about change? Now, I know I pinpointed a problem at the beginning of this. This is just one of the many problems. But the solution is not to just sit and nitpick about all the things that are wrong. We are all fed up because we know how many problems there are. So please don't think of this as just a talking head looking for another thing to rail on and on about that's wrong and not offer any solutions. I'm at a loss though. I do not know what to do. But this is a call to action. I'm asking you to help. Give us an action. Give us, the audience who's watching this, give me an idea, something that we can do to actually bring about the change that we are desperately in need of. Thank you so much for watching. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get those notifications whenever new videos are being put out. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up, put something down in the comment section. Whatever your ideas are, please put them down in the comment section. Let each other challenge each other. Let the other people who are watching and the other people who comment feed off of each other to create and generate some action. And if you like it, share it on social media. And I will see you next time when we can share a cigar and change the world.